Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steve Rick, and I believe you're doing so well. Today, I'm so glad this is a new day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And I want you to rejoice also and be glad because of this day. First and foremost, I want to begin by telling you that today I want to have a brief discussion here, me with you, about a disease that has been affecting a lot of people. You know, sometimes we encounter people in life, but we don't know what they are going through. Some people have undergone traumatic experiences that have jeopardized their lives. Others are still going through those traumatic experiences. And some of these people, they overcame and they're living a blissful life. And I don't know what category of person you are in, but for me, I've ever been traumatized in my life. I felt like I'm useless. I can't go anywhere in life. But it reached a moment whereby I came to my senses and I knew what I would do and could help me in my life. Thank you so much. If you're a first-time visitor in this channel, please just hit the subscribe button and subscribe and like this video, and you can share it to some of your friends. And as I give you the signs and symptoms of somebody who is depressed, I want to give you out of first-hand experience. I don't want just to give you something that I did research, I read, I don't know what it is. I don't want to present to you something that I don't know, but I'm giving you something that I myself experienced. One of the signs that I experienced is this feeling of emptiness. You feel like worthless. You feel like nothing important can come out of you. You feel you're just good for nothing and you're not supposed to be alive. You know, you try a lot of things. You try education, you try business, but all fail. And I feel empty. The second thing that I experienced, and this is what we call suicide ideation. You reach a point you become like, you have like what we call the passive suicide ideation. This is when you feel like you're supposed to depart from this planet, move into another world, relax, and leave the problem. Just leave this world, but you're not initiating the suicidal act. You know, active is when somebody goes and takes his or her own life immediately. Maybe he hangs himself, takes poison. But with the passive one is you just think, you imagine like it would be better if you get a road accident and you die. Another thing I experienced is what we call social withdrawal. I liked staying alone in a solitary place because I felt like I'm not supposed to be engaging myself with these other people. What value can I add to them? You know, maybe there are people who would gossip and backbite me and talk ill about me. So what was the essence of staying near people? So I got alone. I stayed alone. Social withdrawal, lack of energy. You just feel tired. You feel sickly. You lack motivation. You wake up in the morning. I had some chicken. I did poultry. I had some animals. You know, wake up in the morning. You look at the chickens. What is the essence of these things? You don't have motivation. You want to go and sell some eggs. You lack that motivation. Cognitive abilities. I had this problem of forgetting. I want to do this. Maybe I wake up in the morning. I put milk on the gas. I go outside to do something else. I get there, I forget. When I come back, I find that all the milk is spilled. Oh my God, I've forgotten everything. I've forgotten everything, and I would feel so bad and so frustrated. Physical well-being. There were times I started becoming so sick, and I always say this. I was a man who didn't have I didn't have any pimples on my face or acne. But there was a time I developed a lot of acne all over my face. I became so ugly. I looked ugly. I was not ugly, but these things made me look ugly. I would look myself on the mirror and see myself ugly. I tried using a lot of drugs, but nothing helped. I started feeling body weaknesses. I became sickly. I tried taking a lot of blood samples for tests, but no disease was diagnosed. I got to a point where I would have blurry visions. Doctors would say, try to test your sugar level, but it was normal. Everything in my body was normal. But I came to realize it was because of depression. There were times where I could not sleep so well. I would try to get some sleep, and when I sleep, I would wake up very early. Sometimes I would oversleep, but after sleeping, I feel still tired. Sometimes I would have something called chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome. I don't know if somebody or some of you have ever encountered such a thing. I would sleep, wake up, feel so tired, very, very tired. In the morning, I would just be seated down, and suddenly a large amount of sleep would befall me. I would just sleep like 30 minutes, then wake up, suddenly wake up, but still I'm so tired. Wow. Let us now dive in and unmask some of the causes of depression. What is it that causes people to become depressed? Causes great people who have a bright future, great potential, to lose hope in life, to feel frustrated and become depressed. One of the factors that causes depression is abuse. Physical, emotional, sexual abuse can be one of the major causes of depression. For example, somebody who has been molested sexually through rape or through anything might live with that thing lingering in his or her mind, and cause him to live in emotional turmoil. There is what we call emotional abuse. And especially in Africa, a lot of our parents, they have a tendency of yelling, they yell to their children, you're useless, you don't have a brain, you're stupid, you're good for nothing, I wish I had never given birth to you. They talk like this, they think it is a joke. But this thing goes and sinks inside the mind of his or her child. And the child becomes like, oh my God, this means that I'm not valuable. I'm useless. So it's better I die and leave my family alone. I'm not supposed to be here frustrating my parent, my mother. I don't want my mother to be calling me useless and stupid. So it's better for me to lose my life and die. That is emotional abuse. Or in school, teachers. Or at workplace. People are experiencing a lot of emotional abuse. Physical abuse. There are people who lost their body parts because they were physically abused in different ways. Another thing that can cause depression is diseases. Some chronic diseases can cause you to feel so depressed. For example, cancer. HIV, so many diseases can cause a lot of people to feel frustrated and depressed. The pain that they are encountering, the headache, the social stigma that they are encountering can cause them to become depressed. These are causes of depression. Loss of somebody, maybe you have a beloved, your child is dead, your father is dead, your spouse dies, you lose a lot of property. People end up becoming depressed due to this. Theft and robbery. People steal something that you have worked so hard for, can end up making you become depressed. This is what I do believe. And I always tell people, life is a gift from God. And I do believe this. You have to do whatever it costs to live a happy life. So, there are a lot of doctors that are encouraging people who are depressed to use drugs like antidepressant. But I think the best way to do is to change your mindset. For example, you can realize what is the triggering factor that causes you to become depressed. And when you realize them, eradicate them. Whether it is your social friends, whether it is the people that you relate with, or the job that you are in, you have to find the triggering factor. Deal with the mind. And that is why I'm dealing with something called mental detoxification. And in this mental detoxification, what helped me is this. I started replacing negative words that I used to say with positive ones. For example, I can spend a lot of time confessing health, money, wealth, happiness, instead of confessing sickness, even mentioning the word sickness, even mentioning the word poverty. I eradicate those words. I changed the people that used to cause any form of degradation to make me feel so down. I replaced them with people that can motivate me, that can inspire me. And I want you to change the way you think. Thank you so much for watching. May God bless you. Love you, ladies and gentlemen.